Sawasdee good morning and welcome to Newsline. We're airing live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and NBT World. It's Thursday, April 30th, and you're with me, Surapan Lautaranarit. And now let's begin with today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has presented 10 million baht in assistance to the Nepalese ambassador to Thailand for people who have been affected by the powerful quake in Nepal on April 25th. The Premier said Their Majesties the King and Queen had instructed the Rajaprashanukra Foundation under the royal patronage to help the earthquake-affected people in Nepal and gave the 10 million baht in assistance to them. In the meeting between ambassadors and consuls general in Thailand, the Prime Minister represented the Thai government in giving the money to Nepalese ambassador to Thailand, Kaganath Adhikari, to help the affected people. General Prayut confirmed that the Thai government was ready to provide assistance for Nepal in terms of emergency medical service, rescue service, and satellite communication that the country needed. Donations for victims of the massive earthquake in Nepal can now be delivered directly to government house, while army compounds are also used to accommodate donated necessities. Minister to the Prime Minister's office, Mom Luang Panadda Disakul, on Wednesday represented the Royal Thai government in accepting donations from charitable parties at Nari Samosan building within Government House. It was the first day for the compound to serve as a donation collection point. Over 13 million baht worth of cash and goods were received on the day from many public and private agencies. As for other new channels, Mom Luang Panadda also announced that people who wish to donate in person can now do so at the 1st Infantry Regiment King's Guard on Vipawadi Rangsit Road and the 11th Infantry Regiment King's Guard in Bang Khen District. The minister revealed that as of 12 p.m. on Wednesday, approximately 56 million baht has already been deposited into the government's account under the name Sending Thai Hearts to Nepal. He said the government will divide the fund into two parts, one to be handed to Nepal by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the other to be used to procure necessary items for quake victims. The Tourism Ministry has confirmed that all Thai tourists who visited Nepal before last weekend's deadly earthquake are safe and unharmed by the disaster. Tourism Minister Gopkan Wattanawarangkoon said that the ministry has been working with the Thai Travel Agents Association in verifying the number of Thai travelers who are in Nepal around the time the 7.8 magnitude quake hit the country on April 25th. According to Ms. Gopkan, it has been confirmed that 64 travelers belonging to two groups from Thailand were in the quake-hit country as of last weekend, and all have confirmed that they are safe.
But according to the rules and regulation of Ministry of Tourism and Sport, for the tour operator that register with the ministry, we have the insurance in case if there is an accident, including the national disaster accident also, that we will pay for the accident around 400,000 baht per case, and for death 1 million baht.
The tourism minister added that all travel companies that have been properly registered with the tourism department are required to take out insurance for each outbound traveler. She went on to say that the ministry is now monitoring the developments in Nepal before offering assistance to the disaster-ravaged country. Nepali Prime Minister Sushil Koirala paid a visit on Wednesday to a field hospital in Kathmandu, which has been established by Israeli military medical practitioners. In response to the earthquake on Saturday, Israel made the decision to fly a medical facility and rescue teams into Kathmandu. The Israeli ambassador to Nepal said that they acted immediately. The decision was to bring a field hospital and a rescue team. It was organized by the military, and the team was flown in, and there are more than 200 medical nurses and other logistics staff, said Ambassador Yaron Mayer. People injured in the earthquake are being flown in from remote areas to the field hospital. The operation has also received support from the Nepali military. The death toll from the devastating earthquake passed 5,000 on Wednesday, as officials conceded they had made mistakes in their initial response, leaving survivors stranded in remote villages waiting for aid and relief. Defense Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan has instructed the armed forces to increase their relief efforts for quake survivors in Nepal. General Prawit said the Royal Thai Armed Forces are currently in the process of prioritizing donations. Donations are expected to transit through India before being transported to Nepal. He said that a large amount of donated items have prompted the authorities to consider sea transport due to the logistics cost of airlifting them. The Royal Thai Navy has been instructed to decide whether a commercial ship should be contracted to deliver the donations. Members of the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, and the National Reform Council, or NRC, are making money donations that will go toward assisting victims of the recent earthquake in Nepal. NLA President Phonphet Vichit Cholachai is inviting NLA members to donate to the victims of the earthquake in Nepal in the name of the National Legislative Assembly. The members can make their donations at the Financial Affairs Office on the first floor of Parliament Building No. 2, or by transferring money into Krung Thai Bank savings account number 089-016-2166. In the case of money deposited into the account, the pay-in slip and the contact information of the donor should be faxed to 02-244-1597. Donors will be able to submit information of the donation to receive a partial waiver for their annual income tax. The NLA president has already donated 10,000 baht, whereas NLA member Mahanop Det Vitak has donated 50,000 baht. In the meantime, the NRC has reached a consensus to collect 2,000 baht from each member in order to make a donation to the earthquake victims. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has presented his diplomatic policy to Thai ambassadors and consuls stationed around the world at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Prime Minister also revealed to them other key government policies, the charter drafting process, as well as the National Council for Peace and Order's roadmap, which is aimed at restoring democracy and paving the way for the next elections. According to government spokesperson Captain Dr. Yongyut Mayalap, it was the first time that the Prime Minister has met all Thai ambassadors at once.
This meeting of the Thai ambassadors and consul generals worldwide 2015 is organized for the first time over the last 3 years. It has been organized for 3 years already. And on this occasion, the Prime Minister gave the policies to all the ambassadors and the diplomatic representatives of Thailand about the ongoing administration of the Royal Thai government. Particularly, he stressed on the function of the ambassadors and the diplomatic representatives, that they should be good civil servants under the grace of His Majesty the King.
The Prime Minister expressed his gratitude to all of them for having worked toward correct understanding of the situation in Thailand, which eventually led to some countries finally allowing him to enter their countries. Various ministers also attended the meeting, particularly those involved in promoting the Thai economy, in order to provide the ambassadors with economic updates. The Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs has spoken on factors that would stimulate the economy as the country's export sector continues to underperform. Deputy Prime Minister Hmom Rachawong Prithiyathorn Thewakul revealed that national growth in last year's third quarter was at 0.6%, followed by a 2.3% growth in the fourth quarter. Economic growth in the first quarter of this year has increased slightly to 3%. The Deputy Prime Minister attributed the improved growth to success of the current administration, an increase in private sector investments, and the recovering tourism sector.
The Thai economy is slowly recovering. As you can see that from the growth of 0.6% in the third quarter of last year, it has increased to 2.3% in the last quarter of last year and 3%, a bit over 3% in the first quarter of this year. We are slowly coming back. And the factors that brought back the economy are three things. One is, of course, the government expenditure. We inject the government expenditure faster than last year. Secondly, it's a private investment. The fact that proof that private investment is coming back is the license that being factory license that being approved is very high. The amount of private investment injected into the economy in the past 6-7 months is about as high as 400 billion baht. That's a fact. Also, the third thing that brings the economy back is the tourism. In the first quarter of this year, our tourists grow more than 20% of last year. It's these three things that bring the economy back.
Hmom Rachawong Prithiyathorn said that despite a 4.2% decrease in exports, private sector investment and tourism would greatly benefit the country's overall growth in the following quarter. The Monetary Policy Committee has decided to lower the policy interest rate by 0.25%, effective from yesterday. The Monetary Policy Committee members voted 5-2 in favor of the interest rate cut. The committee members who backed the reduction ascribed their decision to the country's downward economic trend, the economic slowdown in China, reduced reliance on imports among the country's customers, and the strengthening of the baht. Despite the government's increased budget disbursement and a pickup in tourism, these positive factors are unable to make up for the decline in exports and reduce consumption in the private sector, which could affect private investment and household consumption. These challenges have prompted the majority of the committee members to consider slackening the monetary policy by slashing the policy interest rate. The Fiscal Policy Office has forecast that the Thai economy may expand by 3.7% in April 2015, higher than last year's growth rate of 0.7%, but lower than the January 2015 figure of 3.9%. Director of the Fiscal Policy Office, Grisada Jina Vicharana, Thai economic growth this year was largely spurred by service exports, especially in the tourism sector, which had been continuously growing due to tourists' improving confidence in Thailand, said the director. Government spending also has a tendency to increase due to its measure to expedite budget disbursement, as well as progress of mega projects. Consumption and investment in the private sector are expected to recover continuously. However, the director said Thai exports this year would still be affected by uncertain recovery of the global economy and the Chinese economic slowdown. He confirmed that the Thai economy was still strong and forecast that the Thai trade balance this year would likely increase, as export value has slightly edged up, while import value had dropped. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. Third core value, being grateful to parents and teachers.
How could you do that to me? Stop it! Huh? Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore. Enough! We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
Nepal has recently been hit by a massive 7.8 magnitude earthquake. The disaster has caused great damage to the country. Thousands of people lost their lives. Thousands of people lost their family. Thousands of people lost their homes. Millions of people are still in dire need of support. You can lend a helping hand by donating to these accounts.
We have received many calls offering help in kind, means trying to send goods, and they are asking how we can help. We are really humbled by the offer of the government and the people of Thailand for our people in Nepal, and we highly appreciate it.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has expressed satisfaction with the results of the 26th ASEAN Summit and the 9th Leaders Level Meeting over the Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand Growth Triangle. General Prayut elaborated that at the summit, Thailand appealed for a people-centered approach to the integration of the ASEAN community and for more comprehensive links in regard to the economy, security, and agriculture. He added that Thailand also appealed for greater empowerment of the agricultural sector so that Southeast Asia might become a global food producer and be able to negotiate from that position when implementing deals with external communities. The Prime Minister said the ASEAN leaders stressed the benefits of the unification of the region on the basis of mutual gains and the promotion of networking among the new generation of ASEAN citizens and young entrepreneurs. The leaders endorsed 3 declarations: the Kuala Lumpur Declaration on a People-Oriented, People-Centered ASEAN, the Langkawi Declaration on the Global Movement of Moderates, and the Declaration on Institutionalizing the Resilience of ASEAN and its communities and people to disasters and climate change. Moving on to other stories from around the globe. More than 100 people were reported injured as police armed with tear gas and rubber bullets clashed with teachers in the southern Brazilian state of Paraná on Wednesday. It was the second day of violence in the state capital of Curitiba as demonstrators led by striking teachers protested an initiative introduced by the state governor Beto Richa they say would readjust state workers' pension plans. The teachers have been on strike since Saturday, and students were among those who joined them on Wednesday at the demonstration. The demonstrators marched on the state legislative assembly, where lawmakers were holding a preliminary vote on the bill that supporters say would save the state 1.7 billion reais, or $575 million per year. But teachers' groups say the adjustments would put their and other state employees' pension plans at risk, something the state has denied. A Saudi-led airstrike hit the southern city of Aden on Wednesday as fighting raged in the city and airstrikes continued in other provinces. The airstrikes hit 5 Yemeni provinces, and sources in the region said the kingdom was training armed tribesmen to fight the Iran-allied Houthi group. Houthi rebels' tanks and snipers killed at least 12 civilians overnight in Yemen's Aden as they advanced toward the center of the city, residents said. And a Saudi-led coalition airdropped arms to anti-Houthi fighters in the city of Taiz. The Houthis took the capital Sana'a in September, demanding a more inclusive government, and swept south, rallying top world oil exporter Saudi Arabia and its allies, who fear what they see as expanding Iranian influence in the region. Big K, the chipmunk, just could not get enough of her morning stretching sessions. She habitually performs on a soft bed in her home in eastern Japan, a video posted online in February showed. In the video posted on a social media website dedicated to Big K, the 1-year-old chipmunk is seen making the most of her morning ritual just after waking up. Big K's owner, who regularly posts videos of the pet online, says she also enjoys nibbling at crunchy pistachios, playing in her miniature dollhouse, and relaxing on her hammock. And that's all for today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. And for today, we're going to say goodbye with sandstorms sweeping across China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, turning the sky yellow and dark in moments. I'm Surapan Lautaranarit. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day. สวัสดีครับ